our sunniest day this week. We'll have continued breezy conditions with warm temperatures. And then by Friday, we have a Viper 6 alert day as we track strong to severe storms. I'll have all the details coming right up.
Now, on News Channel 6 at 10, the defense in the murder trial of Alec Murdaugh wrapping up its case as the judge approves a trip to the murder scene. Also ahead, detecting so-called forever chemicals in our drinking water. What South Carolina's health department is doing to monitor those levels. And changes coming to the SNAP benefits that help put food on the table for millions of people. Your News at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is Wjbf, News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. As coverage you can count on begins with the defense resting its case in the Alec Murdaugh murder trial. But there's a new development as jurors are going to take a trip outside the courtroom this week. Here's Riley Benson.
Well, state prosecutors will begin calling rebuttal witnesses first thing on Tuesday morning. State Prosecutor Creighton Waters estimates the state will call 4 to 5 witnesses. Of course, that is subject to change. Once the state has rested that portion of its case, jurors will then take a field trip to Moselle. Alec Murdaugh's brother giving emotional testimony as recalled cleaning up his nephew's remains from the walls and floor of the feed room.
I saw blood, I saw brains, I saw pieces of skull. I thought it was something that I needed to do for Paul to clean it up. I felt like it was the right thing to do. I felt like I owed him, and I started cleaning. And I can promise you, no mother or father or aunt or uncle should ever have to see and do what I did that day.
John Marvin Murdaugh says as he did that, he spoke to Paul and made him a promise, one that he has not yet been able to fulfill.
You know, in my mind and out loud, I told Paul I loved him. I told him, I don't know, I loved him, and I promised him that I'd find out who did this to him.
Have you found out?
I have not.
Defense also calling forensic experts on their last day of witness testimony. Forensic pathologist to explain why he believes Paul's fatal shot was a contact wound to the back of his head.
To me, this is a contact range shotgun wound to the top of the head that caused extreme pressure buildup in the head from it being contact, leading to these types of fractures.
Also taking the stand, a crime scene expert who introduced a two-shooter theory for the defense.
My opinion is the totality of the evidence is more suggestive of a two-shooter scenario. The individual who shot first with the shotgun minimally was stunned, probably blood and material in his eyes, and maybe had been injured, and would have taken some degree of time to recover. It's not as if they could instantaneously suffer that, drop the shotgun, run to wherever the the blackout rifle is, pick that up, and then in any kind of a reasonable time period engage in a meaningful assault.
Prosecution working to discredit the defense's experts, calling into question the basis for their conclusions.
And Dr. Reamer performed the autopsy here?
Yes, ma'am.
And she performed an independent autopsy?
She did.
Did you perform an autopsy of either of the victims in this case?
I did not.
So you haven't seen the report that identified those as Paul's footprints?
Definitively identified as false? No, I did not.
You only saw the reports that defense wanted you to see.
Now, Judge Clifton Newman granting the defense's motion to allow jurors to take a field trip to Moselle to give them a better understanding of the crime scene where the murders took place June 7, 2021. That likely won't happen until after the state has rested with its rebuttal case. Reporting in Walterboro, South Carolina, Riley Benson.
Time now for a first check of our weather. Another warm-up is coming our way, and some changes later in the week, Jenna.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. It was a really nice warm Monday, and our temperatures are still warm, even at the 10 o'clock hour. Here's our Terry Lindbergh Hyundai Skyview cam over in Swainsboro. We had a good amount of cloud cover today. Now we're actually seeing some clearing skies. Notice our icons showing those clear skies or partly cloudy conditions, and still this low to mid 70s. 73 in Augusta and Allendale, 71 in McCormick, Swainsboro at 75, Wrightsville at 73, 71 in Gibson, and 70 degrees exactly in Crawfordville. None of us into those 60s yet, so much warmer than it was this time yesterday. 14 degrees warmer in Augusta, 12 degrees warmer in Thompson, and we will start to see some cooling as we go into the overnight hours and those clouds clear and winds settle down. But for today, high of 78 degrees, that's well above average. Low temperature of 51 was also well above average, and we'll more so be in those upper 50s and low 60s as our lows tonight. The winds are keeping temperatures a little bit warmer. We won't have any fog or radiational cooling tonight. 16-mile-per-hour winds in Augusta, 13 in Waynesboro, 18 in Aiken. Wind gusts up to around 20 miles per hour at this time. Not a lot of cloud cover, and we're not seeing any rain. All the showers that were along this cold front are dissipating now as they pass through the CSRA, so really not seeing any more rain associated with that. So a nice start to our Tuesday morning. Sunny skies, upper 60s, climbing into the upper 70s by the afternoon. We have a nice warm stretch this weekend with breezy conditions. Tomorrow will be our sunniest day, very dry, and then as we go into the end of the week, we'll have more rain, along with some strong to severe storms. Viper 6 alert day in effect for Friday. More details on that coming up, but back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thank you. Americans will soon be able to test for the flu and COVID-19 without leaving their homes. The FDA authorizing the first over-the-counter home test that can detect influenza A and B and the coronavirus. The FDA saying the home test provides results in about half an hour. You do not need a prescription to get one of these, but if you test positive, you are asked to follow up with your doctor. Well, PFAS substances are water repellent chemicals that are found in just about everything. Experts say their damage is irreversible. That's why DHEC is trying to learn more about PFAS. They say it's important for South Carolina to prepare for what these things do and what could be coming.
PFAS are in water, but they don't start out in water. They're man-made chemicals, and they get there because they're used in certain manufacturing processes and products, and also consumer goods.
Over the course of 3 years, the EPA has been trying to come up with a response to this forever chemical. Their first announcement is coming soon, and in the meantime, South Carolina leaders say they're ready. We want to update you on some changes to SNAP benefits, where this week the federal government is slashing pandemic-era federal funding for millions of people all across America. For roughly 3 years, families qualified for extra money to help put food on the table. But on Wednesday, those emergency COVID-era payments end. Government assistance goes back to pre-pandemic amounts then. Food banks rushing right now to meet an expected increase in demand.
The prices at supermarkets now and the SNAP benefits reducing, people are just going to need more help.
18 states already saw benefits expire this month, including South Carolina. Data shows the SNAP program kept more than 4 million people out of poverty since the beginning of the pandemic. Tomorrow, the fate of President Biden's student loan forgiveness program will be in the hands of the Supreme Court. Those 9 justices set to hear arguments in 2 cases that challenge the president's plan. One case claims states would be financially harmed. The other alleges the Biden administration does not have the authority to cancel student loan debt. Still ahead, a newly leaked classified report on the origins of COVID-19. How the State Department is reacting to the conclusion determined by that report. Next.
Come on in to Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. It's tax time, so when that refund comes in, it's the perfect time to get the furniture you've always wanted. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Our family here.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Well, we are fortunate to not be impacted by that strong system that Brad was just talking about. That cold front is actually passing us now, but it's so much weaker that we're not really seeing any impacts. It's a very calm and warm night. Feels like summertime with these temperatures. Here's our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Swainsboro. 73 degrees with a southwest wind of 16 miles per hour. Visibility is perfect at 10 miles. We're seeing all 70s, none of us into those 60s yet. 70 in Crawfordville, 73 in Thompson, 72 in Aiken, Bamberg at 74, and 73 in Swainsboro. So a very breezy night, wind gusts up to around 20 miles per hour. We have a lake wind advisory that's in effect now until 8 a.m. on Tuesday. So it's going to be another breezy day tomorrow. Not a lot of cloud cover right now, and certainly no rain. Satellite and radar looking pretty calm right now, but there's that cold front I mentioned just a couple hours ago. This was producing some strong to severe storms, but now it's pretty much not even bringing any rain, and that'll pass us completely overnight tonight, and that'll bring the clouds with it. Lots of sunshine for tomorrow, but as we go into Friday, some changes headed our way. We will be tracking the possibility of strong to severe storms. We have a Viper 6 alert day due to the fact we're already under a 15% probability of severe storms. It's 5 days out. We don't typically see this so early, so we'll definitely be monitoring this closely throughout the week, so stay with us for updates. On Thursday, there will be some rain around, but it won't be until Friday where we have that chance of the strong to severe storms. Now, in the meantime, it'll be a very warm week, anywhere from 80 to 83 degrees. Once the storms clear on Friday, we'll have a cool down over the weekend, back into the upper 60s, but really not as cool as it has been. Still pretty mild and actually a little bit above average. Now, with the spring-like temperatures, we also have spring-like pollen levels. We're seeing high levels all the way through Friday, so keep that in mind. But if the pollen isn't bothering you, it'll be a beautiful day to be outside tomorrow. Sunny skies, just breezy, and upper 70s, and even some spots in the 80s. So our futurecast wind gust model showing around 15 miles per hour in the morning, increasing later on in the afternoon. These coming in from the west as that cold front situated to the south of us. Then they'll be able to settle down as we go into the evening hours. So here's the cold front at 6 a.m. tomorrow, bringing the clouds with it. We'll have a couple other disturbances pass by, but still staying clear Tuesday. More clouds moving in as we go into Wednesday evening with some isolated showers. We'll have a front to the north of us, bringing us that rain on Thursday, and then it will be that next system out towards the west, which will impact us with that severe threat on Friday. Upper 50s through mid 60s tonight will start to cool down once that front passes. Upper 70s and low 80s as the highs tomorrow, with sunshine. Back to rain chances on Tuesday, Viper 6 alert day Friday, and sunshine and a bit cooler over the weekend. And we'll be right back.
Could China be sending weapons?
Good morning, Augusta. Weekday mornings on News Channel 6.
And last but not least, students in a North Carolina band class have an interesting new member playing an instrument right alongside them.
It's something other music classes don't have.
And he brings more than just notes. Courtney Courtwright explains.
Band class is underway at G.R. Whitfield School in Grimesland. In the mix of this class of students,
Kids were like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "That's our new 6th grade band student." They're like, "It's a little bit big for a 6th grade band student."
is School Resource Officer Antoine Holloway.
Just walked into the band class and told the instructor that I had a saxophone at home. And she was like, "Hey, just go play with our class."
So, Deputy Holloway, badge and all, added music class to his normal duties.
He's a very good saxophone player.
It's an opportunity to learn something new.
Gives them something to look forward to, with me, like playing the saxophone. I go in there, there's nothing I never played before. So I just picked it up with them. You're never too old to learn anything.
An example for the kids to never stop learning.
The attitude that he brings, and he'll tell you if you're playing the wrong notes or if you're doing something wrong.
To have somebody, especially with his personality, he's always willing to talk to the kids. If he misses a couple of days and he walks through the door, I'm going to give him their extra couple of minutes to kind of be around him.
Holloway's making connections in more ways than one.
Knowing that he's here and he's in this classroom, he's in that building, and that he's approachable, I think that makes a huge difference in their view of what an SRO should be.
That harmony is the same down the hall in orchestra class.
I enjoy being around these kids all day long.
Giving students another chance to see the officer behind the badge.
You don't think of your SRO as being in your STEM class or being in your band class and being all over and showing the kids that, they're people first and they serve secondly.
It feels awesome, they see me as another person instead of just law enforcement officer.
What a great role model for them all to follow.
He can play multiple instruments. Yeah, I've done guitar for a little while. Any musical?
Guitar, yeah, electric guitar in high school.
Piano, briefly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so no saxophone
No
players
saxophone,
among
no
us.
brass instruments
No.
as a rule. Yeah.
Well, for our forecast this week, we have nice sunny conditions tomorrow, a warm stretch of low 80s all the way through Friday. That's when we have a Viper 6 alert day for the possibility of strong to severe storms. After we're done with that, we'll be back to sunshine over the weekend and some slightly cooler temperatures, upper 60s as highs, the lows back into the low 40s, and then another warm up next week going right back into the 70s with more rain chances.
All right, Jenna, thank you, and thank you all for watching. We're all back at the top of the hour on News Channel 6 at 11. Until then,
Can't leave, because coming up next here on MeTV, Hogan's Heroes. Just for you.
oh, that's awesome.
Multiplier is 2.
Tomorrow will be a very sunny day, nice and warm once again with breezy conditions. But on Friday, Viper 6 Alert Day as we track strong to severe storms. More details coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 11, nightlife and music in Augusta. How a roundtable looks into the scene here. Also ahead, state lawmakers trying to make our roads and bridges better, how they plan to pay for that, and how social media is affecting mental health and being used as a tool to treat it. News Channel 6 at 11 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. We do appreciate it, as coverage you can count on begins with the music and nightlife industry in Augusta. Tonight, a roundtable talk to focus on that part of the culture in the Garden City. The panel met at the Columbia County Performing Arts Center, a state-of-the-art venue for sure. The panel members included the president of Georgia Music Partners and the executive director of the Georgia Association of Convention and Visitors Bureaus, among others.
I mean, we have a vibrant music community, and we've got a great history and a lot of history that people don't even realize we have. And so, really what it is to really build what we have already established here. And so we're excited to just get the conversation going, and that's what tonight's all about.
At tonight's roundtable, the first phase of a new grassroots study to assess the resources and census of the greater Augusta music industry. It is time now for a first check of our weather, and for that, we check in with Jenna Petracci on another nice night. Keeping your eyes on the end of the week, though, right?
Yeah, the week is starting out very calm. Nice weather conditions for now, but we will definitely have some changes as we go into Friday. But right now, can't complain. It's a summer-like night with very warm temperatures. Skies are mostly clear. Here's our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Aiken. The temperature in Augusta is at 73 degrees still. Same story in Swainsboro, Aiken at 72, 74 in Louisville. And looking at Wrightsville, 73, 71, and Gibson and Crawfordville. All of us still into the 70s, even at the 11 o'clock hour. So, of course, it's much warmer than it was 24 hours ago. 15 degrees warmer in Augusta. So today's high was 78 degrees, well above average, and the low temperature was also well above average by 10 degrees. So we continue our spring-like pattern with mild nights and very warm afternoons. The winds are coming in from the southwest, 17 miles per hour in Augusta, 19 in Aiken. It will be very breezy even into the overnight hours, and that's due to a cold front passing by. Notice that front just across the CSRA, bringing the clouds with it. So for tomorrow, no more clouds outside. It will be nice and sunny. Another warm day as well. Upper 60s already by 10 o'clock. 78 degrees by 1 o'clock. So a few degrees warmer than it was today, making it into those low 80s by the late afternoon. So a warm and breezy week ahead. Sunny and dry tomorrow, our nicest day out of the week. Then once again, by Friday, we will have the rain and storms moving in with a Viper 6 Alert Day in effect. I'll have more on your forecast coming up shortly, but back to you, Brad.
Jenna, thank you. Plans for new public art in Augusta are moving forward, and there's going to be a roundabout way of showcasing these works. Here's George Escala. Day next Monday to get a bill sent to the Senate and keep these efforts alive. Social media can have an impact on mental health. Well, now people who use social media, many of them, are searching for mental health resources on those same apps. Hannah Latier with a look at the good and bad influences that can have.
It shows here that the mental health hashtag on the TikTok app has been searched more than 70 billion times, and it's becoming a way for users to self-diagnose mental health issues.
I call them the fast fix-it apps, and that's no way empirically validated or what we use when we're diagnosing and treating, mental illnesses.
However, healthcare providers at Augusta University do think that people who use social media have brought more attention to the topic of mental health.
Whenever they've got a positive message and can raise awareness and reduce stigma on their platforms, I think it does a good job of it, so as long as they're being sensitive and careful about it.
A Mental Health America study says Georgia ranks 48th out of all the states when it comes to access to mental health care. Young adults tell me they can use social media apps to try to fill this gap.
Some traditional therapies are just really expensive, but being able to find someone on the internet who's like, oh, I've been through this, and kind of, just helping, it can be a small step, or even just realizing, like, oh, maybe I do have a problem.
But it's not a permanent solution.
I don't think that getting help from TikTok and Instagram is the answer. Seeking professional help is definitely the way to do it.
Because social media can be so damaging, whether it's, TikTok, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram. Stay away from these apps and these fast diagnoses and things like that, yes. Stay away from those until you know that they are empirically validated and there are real clinicians behind that computer screen.
Augusta University offers free counseling sessions for students, and many licensed psychologists offer online counseling sessions that are covered by health insurance plans. In Augusta, Hina Latier, WJBF News Channel 6.
Coming up, how an Augusta man is coming up with new ways to help young people be successful. We'll tell you about his nonprofit and what the how an Augusta man is coming up with new ways to help young people be successful. We'll tell you about his nonprofit and what the goals are for it right after the break.
I feel safer when you're...
The live 5-for-6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5-for-6.
Alright, sorry about that, everyone. Here's a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at Augusta Regional Airport. It's a very warm night under mostly clear skies right now, very breezy. And it is, once again, very warm for this time of the year. Let's take a look at that temperature in Augusta, 73 degrees under a southwest wind of 17 miles per hour. Today we had wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. It will still be really breezy as we go into the overnight hours. Low to mid 70s, 73 in Augusta, 72 in Aiken. Winds at 17 miles per hour in Augusta, 19 in Aiken. So we have a lake wind advisory in effect until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And as we go into Wednesday, still seeing those really gusty winds. We will have a lot of sunshine, though, on Tuesday. Clouds are clearing with the cold front pushing off towards the southeast. No rain associated with this, so we don't have to worry about that over the next few days. But for Friday, we do have a Viper 6 alert day in effect. Storms will be around, and some of those could be strong across the two states. 50% chance of rain on Thursday. It won't be until Friday, though, where we'll see the strong to severe storms with warm temperatures all the way through Friday, 80 to 83 degrees. Then a big drop off in temperatures over the weekend back into the upper 60s. Pollen levels are very, very high all the way through Friday, so keep that in mind if you are having trouble with your allergies. May not be the best to be outside tomorrow, but if it's not bothering you, it'll be a great day to be out. Nice sunny skies, temperatures in those upper 70s by the 2 o'clock hour. Winds will be around 15 to 20 miles per hour overnight. West wind as that cold front pushes towards our south. Could see those winds get up to around 25 miles per hour later on in the afternoon. As for the rain, as I mentioned, we won't be seeing any of that over the next couple of days. We'll have a few systems come through, but it won't be until Wednesday where the clouds return, some isolated showers, and then another disturbance out towards our west. That'll be what'll bring the severe threat on a Friday. Lows tonight in the upper 50s through mid 60s, nice and mild. Upper 70s through low 80s tomorrow. Under sunny skies, we'll have those isolated showers return on Wednesday, scattered showers on Thursday, and the storms for Friday with the Viper 6 alert day in effect. Back to sunshine, though, over the weekend. Mild temperatures, upper 60s as our highs, lows back to around average in the low 40s.
All right, Jenna, thank you for that. You know, Hawthorne Welcher Jr. has worked for several years as Augusta's Director of Housing and Urban Development. Well, now He's launching a nonprofit to get young people ready to be successful. It's called Left-Handed Principles, a name that was inspired by his experience as a left-handed person who often had to find alternative ways to learn growing up.
And I think for me, it's an alternative to pretty much say, hey, we must continue to be able to give back to the community so nothing changes. You know, so in my off time, I'm committed and dedicated to being sure that we touch our youth as well as we touch our men, using a model of saving the son, save the city.
Welcher's goal is to help provide services for youth with nonprofit and business support. Sharing those thoughts with our own Tiffany Hobbs today. Coming up, the Supreme Court will be hearing arguments on student loan forgiveness. We're going to take this call all night. To Phoenix we go, where a cat found a new home on the Arizona Department of Public Safety Facebook page. Trooper Patrick Stoner, as you can see, was on Interstate 10 out in Phoenix when he kept hearing a meow, and then he found a cat hiding behind a cement barrier. He named the cat Cheddar. She had to have her leg amputated because of all the stress and things she'd gone through out there on the road, but now has her forever home with Officer Stoner. Way to go, Cheddar. And Stoner. Yeah, happy ending for sure. Hundreds of people taking part in a cardboard sled race in Sioux City, Iowa over the weekend. Each sled had to be made completely out of cardboard. Competitors had to get it at home or it was provided to them, nothing fancy. The sleds were judged on how creative the makers were, and then there they go, screaming down the hill. They've been doing that for 60 years. Looks like a lot of fun.
Wow, impressive. I would love that as a kid.
Yeah, wet and cardboard don't go together. So Spider-Man get a little push there.
Yeah, there's no way they lasted longer than just going down once or twice.
No.
Well, I'm glad we don't have any snow for sledding here in town. It's been such a nice, warm last couple of weeks. 82 degrees tomorrow, nice and sunny. We're seeing spring-like temperatures all week long, and also some rain chances going up to only 20% on Wednesday. Thursday will be pretty cloudy and rainy. And then Friday, we have a Viper 6 alert day as we track strong to severe storms. That'll be followed by a cool down over the weekend, back into the upper 60s, lows in the low 40s, but nice and sunny. And then another quick warm up next week into the 70s.
68, the cool down.
Yeah, the cool down, not really, but
That's now a cool down. And what was it, December 23rd, like 8 degrees? You know, now 68.
yeah, quick turnaround.
Thank y'all for watching. We all appreciate it. And we do hope that you'll wake up with Good Morning Augusta. Have a good night.